let's now get through the Wharf tournament here in Tokyo, and where I think once we are done with this tournament we should be at the vehicle cap, which means we are going to have to sell some vehicles in the next episode.
Look at that right now, mister. So fine even I drive.
And we are now, as of recording this, we are 58% complete with the game. So I think once we are done with this next tournament, we should be about 60% complete with the game. And then as to what I do after that, well, stay tuned to find out. But let's get through our next event. The Wharf Tournament. Class B vehicles only. Race against Tokyo's best in this 3-race tournament. Sorry, let me start over. Class B vehicles only. Race against Tokyo's best in this 3-race tournament. Win and you'll be rewarded with a dubbed out Dodge Charger SRT8. I can hardly wait. But anyway, here we go. So, let's get ourselves going with the Wharf tournament. It's only 3 races we have to do, and if we can win, we will get this beautiful Dodge Charger SRT8 as we begin with Ginza Circuit. Okay, so we've got Lamborghinis in this race, and we've also got 2 Cadillacs as our competition here. I figured I'd use my Celine SR because, well, I want to basically give my Lotus a rest. Well, because I have been using this thing a lot recently, it kind of makes sense for me to basically send this car out into battle. Hi there, Editing Jordan here, and ultimately I am recording this voiceover basically 2 weeks after I originally recorded this segment because, well, at the time I was trying to see if I could successfully get the episodes I recorded onto my video manager at some point, either before I went away on my vacation or basically during my vacation. And well, because as I posted out I had a faulty internet connection at the caravan park I was staying at, I decided to basically postpone those uploads until now, and basically this is just a case of me recording this voiceover to more or less tell you that this was the attempt where I ultimately did get the clean sweep, but it was far from easy for me to eventually get there. But because I was literally so convinced in saying that I could end this tournament with a clean sweep, it's eventually what I did. And also, I won the first race fairly easily. I didn't really care for the race results because, well, they don't really matter. And now we move on to race 2 at Tunnel Finish. And to be honest, I honestly had more fun when I basically muted myself and concentrated on the event more than actually provided my voiceover from the event. Well, basically provided my voice as it was happening. I figured it was just easier for me to mute myself and just concentrate on the event, and believe it or not, it was basically what made me a lot better. And believe it or not, that's eventually how I got the clean sweep. I just needed to stay quiet and basically to focus on the event without distracting myself, and eventually that was what I did. of course we are in early September now, and well, this was recorded in friggin' mid-August when I officially made this video, and well, it's fair to say that I feel a lot more relaxed now, knowing that I have managed to get some more progress in since then, and I basically returned from my holiday only yesterday, which was the 1st, and well, I'm basically recording this late on a Monday night, but suffice to say, I certainly had my fair share of lucky breaks to eventually get the sweep the way I did, and I still think it's kind of irritating to know that you cannot restart individual races during tournaments, because I know there are just basically way too many things that can go wrong if it doesn't always turn out to be your own way, and basically the only way to restart a race in the tournament is just to restart the whole thing. And yes, there have definitely been times where this has been a pain in my ass, and it will probably continue to do so, but I will still enjoy myself nonetheless, and make sure that my overall enjoyment is not derived by the chaos and finagling that this game basically tends to throw at me, almost about as commonly as me actually struggling with the individual races. But nonetheless, this was definitely a close one, and I am glad to say that I did eventually manage to pull it off over Naoko. So we were 2 races down, and we still had 1 to go. It's fair to say that this pretty much did clinch me the tournament points-wise, because, well, the AI do tend to be inconsistent. Oh, correction, that one didn't clinch me the tournament, but anyway. I am recording this 2 weeks after I recorded the original video, so a lot of these things I don't really remember. Anyway, so race 3 taking place at Sumida Bridges, and it was a wet one, but luckily, however, the rain on this occasion actually spared me, because basically with this race I just went out and dominated once it really got going, knowing that I actually managed to put together a dominant run in the rain, especially on these bridges. It definitely made me feel like the reward itself was worth it, because it is very rarely in this game where you actually get to put together a near flawless run in the rain, of all things, where it's basically designed to just put you basically through struggle after struggle. But this time around, the game actually spared me and just let me get on with the racing, and basically to just not have my brains bashed out of me this time like I normally would. And I just generally had fun with this race, because I was just out there in the clean air, and I was basically just out there up front. And it's not very often when you actually get to have fun in the rain, but on this occasion, like I said, the game basically spared me. And it is fair to say that I did also get my clean sweep as a result. It took me a few tries to get it right, but I have shown getting clean sweeps in Tokyo is possible, Even then, of course, from most of these tournaments I haven't exactly shown the capability of getting a clean sweep. But I figured I'd put an asterisk next to this one regarding my ineptitude, and ultimately it actually paid off. I was definitely glad to say that the rain actually spared me this time, because this, for want of a better phrase, was just something I needed to prove, and I basically just dominated, and in all honesty, that was how I got the clean sweep here in race 3. And now I will hand you back to my actual invoice video, so I will see you later. Alrighty then. Clean sweep, baby! And that basically took me about less than an hour of recording to officially get there, and Tomoya did manage to finish in the end. So, yeah, everyone finished. And these are your points. So 24 points to me, 13 points to Naoko, 8 points to Yuri, 4 points to Kanta, they both tied for 3rd. Yuri gets the tiebreaker over Kanta. Then we had AOI finishing 5th, and it was Tomoya who finished in 6th and last. I wanted to come into this with a clean sweep, and with enough genius and luck, I eventually did get the clean sweep. So there we go. It's done. The Wharf tournament is now done.
Yeah, man, cool.
And I now win another 9 grand. And as a result of us winning this tournament, we now get the 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8 Dub Edition in speech marks. Anyway, you won the 2006 Dodge Charger SRT8 Dub Edition. Yeah. And now I might as well get my replay, because this is where the tournament ended. And didn't really care for the race introduction. It probably wasn't even that necessary. I probably should get at least one picture of one of my cars up in the air. This might as well be the one where I could potentially do that, depending on the angle I get this thing with. But once I managed to get my head down, I basically just stayed quiet, told myself to concentrate, and basically, once I muted the distractions around me, I was actually doing well, because I did better than I thought I was going to do, believe it or not. And my voice is still not staying in place due to all of the pollen that is surrounding me at the moment. Yeah, the pollen is still causing my voice to basically go uppity, and it's not really coming down at the moment, because I'm having to deal with basically so much pollen. But overall, once I really got my head down, it actually wasn't too hard in the end. And although it was a wet race in the end, I can certainly say that this was one of those cases where the rain actually helped me, because I basically dominated this race from start to finish. It also helps to say that, well, with the Sumida bridges, I actually did pretty well. And are there any other angles of this thing I can get? I don't think there are. You know what? I'll call it there. I think we've got enough video evidence for now. And of course, I will have to remove the vehicle unlock scene because of copyrighted audio, but I will figure out a way to do all the vehicle unlocks of Tokyo in their own separate video if I get down to it. Anyway, let's now head to our prize car for completing the Wharf tournament. Yeah. And so, there we go. That was the Wharf tournament, and we are now 62% complete with the game, and it's only taken me 76 episodes to get to this point here in Tokyo. That's also accounting for all the progress I had in the mainstream career mode. But anyway, I think we've now hit our garage cap, if I'm not mistaken. So let's head back to the garage and we shall check out our new car. And since we've now reached the garage cap of 30 vehicles max that we can basically have in our garage, I unfortunately am going to have to sell some of my vehicles. But before then, let's check out our new car, the Dodge Charger SRT8. There is just so much pollen around here, man. It's honestly hurting me almost. It's definitely hurting my voice at the moment because there's just so much of it around and I can almost do nothing about it except hope that my hay fever tablet manages to control it. Anyway, this is my new car. We have now hit the garage cap, which means I have got some vehicles to sell for the next episode. Except for saying I'm not going to sell my prize vehicles from the Tokyo events. So, what will I be doing next? I don't know. Probably some more Tokyo races is what I'll be doing next. So, I think I'm gonna call it here for now because I want my voice to get back to normal pretty soon, and I will be back to this again probably in early September when I get back from my upcoming holiday. So, next time we will be doing more Tokyo races, but until then, stay tuned for more of Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition REMIX.